Welcome back to another driving in the rain at night. Well, it's getting to be night. It's 4:15, so sun's going down, and we're going to go for a drive and see what pops up, and I'll show you how to deal with it. So we popped up, and we're going to look around us, make sure it's safe. So when you pulled over on the left hand side, you always check safe to danger, so left side to right side. It's called a 6-point check. You start off with your left blind spot, then your left door mirror, then the road ahead or the center mirror, it doesn't matter which order with them two, and then you move on to the right door mirror, and the most important part is your right blind spot. Okay. If there's no driveways, you can ignore 1 and 2, so you can go straight to 3, 4, 5 and 6, which is the road ahead, the mirror, the center mirror, your right shoulder and your right mirror. Indicate to let people know what's going on. If there's no one around, you don't have to indicate, but I always teach my students to indicate because you might have missed something. For example, vehicles in their driveways, cars parked up with people in them that you haven't seen, and then they start moving. It's just to cover yourself, really. Okay, there's a vehicle doing a parallel park in a stupid place right on a corner, so we're just going to slow down a little. And the reason I'm slowing down, because if something comes around that corner, it's going to want to come round that vehicle. See how close he is to the junction. So we're going to turn left at the end. We turn it in slightly. This is why the curb is turned in at the end, so that you can turn it in slightly. I'm stopping at the line. I want the line to look like it's under your mirror. I'll show that in another video. This is a 30 zone. As you can see, there's no signs. Right, it's currently stopped raining, but it keeps going on and off today, so it probably will start again. Okay, there's vehicles parked up near the junction again. I have to move out to go around them, but I want to try not to move out too much. Go right at the end. Now what I'll do is I'll move it back in, but not too far over, because I want to be near the line, near the center line. Make sure it's safe. So we're going up to what's called the Chinese roundabout. I'm sure you've seen me do it in other videos, or at least one other video. And from here we're going to go 3rd exit towards Beckenham. So normally we stay in the centre of our lane, but sometimes we can't because there's a parked vehicle there, so we're going to have to move it out over to these hatch markings and then go around back into our lane to the centre of our lane. Now again, it looks like that's the case again, so this time I'll slow it down because there's a vehicle coming, so it makes it a little bit tighter. He's moved it in as well though, so that's alright. Just got to keep it nice and easy now, and bear in mind that it's been raining, so the floors are wet. And we're slowing down for this bend. There's a sign there saying there's a sharp bend. If you miss the sign because there's a vehicle covering it, you can see the line in the middle of the road. It follows it round. That's what tells you where the road goes. And there's the roundabout where they're queuing up now. We're going to go right 3rd exit. Normally I'd stay over to my right, but as you can see, there's roadworks, so I'm going to keep it in the centre. I'm going to dominate both lanes to stop people going around me. Stopping so I can see the vehicle's wheels touching the floor. This is in case they roll back or they stall. Break down. If they break down, I can go around them if there's enough space, and if they roll back, hopefully they won't hit me. All in theory, of course. As you know, we give way to the right at a roundabout, as you should know, hopefully. This is why the vehicle's waiting. There's people coming from his right. Alright. If you've subscribed, then you should see the last 2 videos I put up, which was pulling over on the right and emergency stop. So you keep near roundabout when you're turning right 3rd exit, and then when you pass the 2nd exit, indicate left, checking your left mirror and move off to the left. yeah, subscribe to my channel and you'll see all my videos that I post straight away. I think the last one got viewed in about 30 seconds, which was good. Okay. So let's not forget that 4-second gap. We try not to look at the vehicles coming towards us and their lights because it can dazzle us. So we just avoid looking at them, just look straight past them. I mean, you know they're there, so you don't need to look at them. You've got to have like tunnel vision when you're driving. Look only where you want to go. Helps with your steering as well. Again, a lot of my videos are on real driving, not just for your test, but for real life, how to deal with things. So we're going around a bend. If you look in the windows, the shop windows, you can see brake lights. Or you might be able to, I'm not sure. That's how you can tell that there was traffic building up. You go around a corner and you carry on again. If that was daytime, you wouldn't be able to tell, so you would have to just start slowing down because you're not sure what's around that corner. Plus it gives you good control of the vehicle when you do slow down. This is still a 30 zone because it hasn't said anything. But sometimes it's not safe to do 30. We're going to turn right at the lights. As you can see in front of you, there's 2 green arrows. One's pointing left, one pointing right. They're filter lights. Oh, I just missed them. Doesn't matter. The filter light basically stops vehicles, oncoming vehicles, from moving because they'll have a red light. When we turn around this corner to the right, there's going to be 2 lanes. This is Beckenham High Street we're going on to from Bromley Road. There's going to be 2 lanes. We're going to keep the right hand lane. The left hand lane goes left. That goes towards Elmer's End, I believe. The right hand lane goes straight towards Beckenham Road, Beckenham Hill Road. The examiner, if it's not obvious, the examiner will tell you what lane to choose if it's not obvious. And here is where it's not obvious, so they will tell you. However, if you do find yourself in the wrong lane, just go the wrong way. They can't do anything about it. So you see the green arrows? So the vehicles in front have stopped moving. And I keep the right hand lane. Now it's hard to tell where the right hand lane begins because there's no line in the middle of the road. So what you do is you leave enough room for a vehicle on the left, and that's it. Just about enough room for a vehicle on the left, and that is it. If you look to my right, you see there's enough room for a vehicle, well, even a large vehicle, to come down. Just had a quick look in my left mirror. Although that's a left turn only lane, you want to make sure no one's trying to creep up alongside you, trying to push their way in. Not that you're going to do anything about it, it's good to know, that's all. So everyone's slowing down for this mini roundabout coming up. Now sometimes you've got a sat nav, it doesn't show on the sat nav that there's a mini roundabout. It means your sat nav needs to be updated, or it's crap. So we're coming up to a mini roundabout. We're going to go straight ahead. When you're going straight ahead at a mini roundabout, you do not indicate. So as you can see, there's no one coming from my right. The left have to wait for me because I am coming from their right. Move it out slightly, over the line slightly, that's fine. Because you have to be. So if you have to be over the line, then you have to be. And then you move it back in because now I no longer have to be. If there was parked cars, there's an obstruction that I have to move around. I have to be over the line, then there's nothing I can do about that. I have to be over the line. As long as I move back in after, it's fine. I don't stay out after that. This road catches a lot of people out because it goes down into a 20, but people miss the 20. And I don't know how, because it is very big and very clear. But they miss it. And then they go past it doing 30 miles an hour down at the 20 zone and they fail the test, scratching their head as to why. So you've got to watch out for your signs. They're there for you, the driver, not anyone else, not your passenger, not your friend, your mum, your dad. If you look left and right now, you can see them big signs. They're massive. How can you miss them? So now we enter the 20 zone. We should be doing 20 before we get to it. So we're on 20 now. It looks like most people are. There must be another learner in front of us somewhere. And I know it's slow, I know it is, but that's the speed limit. There's not really much you can do about it. So just suck it up and do it. Okay. We're coming up to a 30 zone in a minute. So when there's an island and parked cars, just take it easy, just slow it down a little bit more. Just to gain control. It's all about safety. That's the key to passing your test, safety. It's also the key to staying alive and keeping everyone around you okay, safe. So we're going to split into 3 lanes in a minute. The left lane goes left only. The right 2 lanes go right. So we're now in a 30 zone. I don't know if you saw that. And we can keep the right lane. We're going to go right. You can't stay in the right lane unless there's a reason to move out, but we can keep the right lane here. You don't need to indicate because you can only turn right here. I mean, you can indicate, but you don't have to. The reason I'm in the right lane is because I know this road very well. So what will happen in a minute is there's going to be parked cars on the left hand side. So when I turn around this corner, if I was in the left lane, eventually I'm going to have to move out to the right. So I might as well just stay in the right. You can't always get away with that, so it helps if you know the roads. I mean, alternatively, if I was in the left lane, I would just have to deal whatever is thrown at me. But because I know the road, I've already planned it in advance.